Alright. Today, we should hopefully manage to clear the whole sandstorm section. So, the interesting thing here is, I kind of thought that by having a smashed and weakened box, this would be extremely hard. And maybe some bits will be tough. But it seems like I just happen to have the exact right Pokemon that are gonna make this very, very doable. At the risk of jinxing myself. Okay, let's see here. Hopefully the hardest decision we have to make this stream is what exactly we're doing at Mirage Tower. Is that not in alphabetical order? Running short on the citrus is what we're doing. We should use exactly one this fight. Now let's see. So I'm just checking. Route 111. Is there any items here I need to get? No, heart scales, rare candy, rock at the northeast area, the desert hidden. Rock gem, south corner. All right. Oh, I don't have repels on. Well, I already have my encounter from here, so this is kind of irrelevant. Guess it's not around here. Well, this is definitely the second fight, I suppose. So, Alright, first. It's Crustle with weak armor. Shell Smash. The plan for this is simple. Bergamo is so tanky that even if this Shell smashes, we're kind of okay. Yeah. Never dead to crits. There is no crits, by the way, we're battle armor. Yeah. The rare case of checking Shell Smash by just not being scared of it happening. Doesn't usually go that way in this game. Sigilif. Alright. So Sigilif here sees Psychic or Energy Ball. Let's hope it's Energy Ball. Magic Garden leftovers. This. Okay, not too scary there. Do take a bit of damage from Sand Chip. Let's not see special defense drop. Gonna have to switch out here. Should be Psychic or Air Slash. -2 citrus, I think. Let's see crit. Good. We're risking Energy Ball crit here. We're good. Maybe I could have pre-damage there to make that safer. Waterfall has them checked. We outspeed, so this should never be curse. This is always exactly Earthquake. Earthquake crit. We are dead to Earthquake crit. Alright, now there should be no rest, there should be no curse. We outspeed in 2-shot here. So it's just gonna click Earthquake again. That's it. This is not leftovers. That's the other guy. Alright, next fight. Ruin Maniac Brian and Picnicker Celia. Switch out Kingdra, doesn't have a berry anymore. And we're gonna switch out Smokey. We're gonna bring Norad, or we're gonna bring Cassandra. Alright, let's get some items set. Serena Miracle Seed. Donphan. Precious Citrus Berry. Cloyster, also a Precious Citrus Berry. Soft Sand for Torterra. And to conserve, we're gonna have Oran berries on these last two guys. That's a jump. Correct order. We're good, we're good, we're good. The Tower of Sand. The sand tower they called a mirage is clearly visible, but it looks so fragile it could crumble away any time. I want to go inside, but I can't get my courage up. Oh, I can't go to that tile, so I can't fight them as singles. That's too bad. Let's hit it. How tough are you? We shall expose that secret. I shouldn't have to come to a place like this for a picnic. Yeah, you shouldn't have. I don't know if that means you're so angry we've got to fight to the death, though. Alright. Gigalith and Maractus. Let's do it. Okay. So here's the plan. It's very, very simple. We can kill this Gigalith with 2 Trop Kicks from Serena. And Miracle Seed boost is for some reason or another, I forget. And Maractus will not attack Serena due to Energy Ball being preferred into the Donphan slot for a fast kill. Yep. And rather than getting killed, we're going to go into No Rad. This is a rare move to opportunity to bait a damaging move away from our attacker with a mon who doesn't have to be pre-damaged to hell to do it. We need a Miracle Seed to two-shot after Citrus Berry recovery. That's why I had to do that. Energy Ball not too scary. Stone Edge. Alright. This turn, we're gonna kill Gigalith. And we're never quite dead to max roll for Maractus, so we're gonna Synthesis up. Let's confirm I'm not crazy. It may Spiky Shield anyways, that's great. It's not doing any damage, but we're healing. Good shit. Alright, healed up a ways. Now, the Ruined Maniac's gonna send out his Nidoking. And now we're gonna switch to a, Shell Armamanda tank and break out the big guns. Fuck him up! Oh, now fuck him up. Alright, now we got Celia to deal with. Cassandra is gonna take down this Maractus with ease. And in the meantime, we're gonna stall. Sludge Bomb very likely kills here. Go Synthesis better. This is to ensure the kill, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, now we have to deal with Gastrodon. We do not live Ice Beam. Okay, we only restore 1/4 max HP in Sandstorm. That's critically important. So we're dead to Ice Beam quite frequently here. Cassandra is never dead to Earth Power, so this is always attacking her. Swap in to take the Ice Beam. Not very effective. You are dead to Earth Power after Sandstorm damage. Nothing else into this slot. And then... Alright, we can kill this with a high horsepower. In the Celio slot, we're always taking an Earth Power. And, we can swap into Sarvina for that. But if this does live Wild Speed and kill with Trop Kick, we're gonna save a Citrus Berry this way. I thought I was slower, actually. What? There we go. That's another 2 trainers gone. Alright, next. Camper Brandon. With the devious red card. Hazard Skarmory set. I don't know how many mons can deal with this, but Bergamo is definitely one of them. Oh, I didn't save a Citrus Berry, did I? What a failure. Okay, Citrus Berry for Bergamo. Which he already had. A Cherry Berry for NORAD. An Oran Berry for Laser Ted. Citrus for Cassandra. Wise Glasses for Smokey, because there's an Orsier line here. And Wide Lens for Sarvina. Alright. Bergamo is going to be the key to this fight. If I didn't got Donphan, I have no idea if I'd be able to pull this one off. Give you some of my sandwich if you'll lose. I'll be dead if I lose. So, let's see here. Right, so this is quite simple. This doesn't do a lot of damage to Donphan. It also wants to set hazards. And it has a red card. So that whoever we strike it with first will be sent out into a random mod. Just to ensure the hazards go up. Donphan has two things that make this not a big threat. Number one, we got Rapid Spin to blow away the hazards. And number two, we have Knockoff. And if you knock off a red card, the item goes away, then the game says, oh, he doesn't have red card, no effect triggers. At least that's my understanding. Right, Stealth Rock, fine. Doesn't even do any damage. No more red card. Set this to no item. Yep, and we're not sent out. Now this thing could out-damage us if it wasn't for the Citrus Berry, and also if it wasn't for the fact that, oh yeah, it's just gonna set hazards constantly. Mostly it prefers to set them. Like, hazards are +7, 75% of the time, so they more often than not beat the highest damage. And it's got Stealth Rock and Spikes as hazards. Alright, we're +1 speed. This is problematic. Okay, +2 Donphan, we outspeed now. So now we can kill as long as there's no hazards up. Also, Rock Slide Flinch. I could go for Rock Slide Flinch. Spikes, alright, look. Yeah, Spikes, brilliant. Okay, you still got Stealth Rocks set, so please just do that. Bergamo blew away the spikes. +3. This Donphan's getting pretty fast. And he just attacks. Great, great, great. Alright, now either Rock Slide should kill, or hopefully if he sets hazards, we kill with Rapid Spin after that. No more hazards. So that part of the fight went quite well, I think. Bergamo lost a lot of HP. We lost the Citrus Berry, but could have been a lot worse. Alright, this is Torterra. Can't ever kill us with Earthquake. Can always kill us with Wood Hammer. This is gonna click Wood Hammer. This is Rock Hez, so the Wood Hammer's not a thing. Or the recoil's not a thing, rather. Gonna go straight into Sarina. Taking risks. Protect. Alright, fine, fine. Protect. You can stall. We're dead to crit, but we outspeed and always kill after like 2 turns of leftovers recovery because he protects next turn. Yep. That crit didn't matter, but nice job, Quincy. Alright, this is probably... Okay, we see fast kill on their Rhyperior. So this is gonna be Beware coming in. for... Jesus Christ. More or less a random move. We have a pivot chain plan for this, but it starts off with Torterra coming in, doing a little bit of damage. Alright, now we need to do a little bit of chip damage with this. Time for the big guns! Or Cherry Berry as well. We're not taking Sandstorm damage. Alright, let's see here. So he's always clicking Body Slam or Drain Punch. Let's do our plan. Let's execute it the way we drew it up, okay? A crit. I had Citrus Berry to play around this. We're now never dead to Drain Punch. Let's see paralysis here. Minus 2 citrus isn't great. That was some bad luck to have that happen. Skarmory not setting hazards and just attacking so much. You are getting the crit on Dragalge on the switch. Otherwise, it didn't always trigger that citrus. Often didn't. Alright. This is exactly Drill Run. One protect that didn't use. Right, we outspeed and kill the next time we click Surf. It was just kind of protect stall us till the Sandstorm kills us. And the answer should be no. Well, you can stall one turn. Get him. All right. Another riskless fight, boys. Thought a sandwich would be enough of a bribe. Shut up. Your Sandshrew loves eating sandwiches. Why did you bring the Sandshrew to the fight? You could have won at that point. Well, anyhow. Maybe it's not the fighting type. Good work. I think this is a fine party to go in with. So for Mirage Tower, there are basically two options I seriously considered. One is to get the flying type on floor 3, because we don't have any flying right now. The other is to go for Excadrill. We have a decent chance of Excadrill or Claydol, which either of one would be alright on floor 1, and Croc is a dude. And as much as my heart wishes that I could do something like Sizzlif or Natu, no, whatever, Noivern, I'm gonna go with the conventional wisdom. The wisdom called Let's just encounter on floor 1 and get an Excadrill, hopefully by God. That's not in the docks, but alright. Wait, the next fight is Collector John. Okay, according to some guy, I could now get my Mirage Tower encounter. I kinda don't think so. Seems that the Mirage Tower encounter was just a mirage. I'm gonna have to move this in my notes. One moment, I suppose. Let's consult the map. Let's see. Resources. No. Let's see. Pins. Commonly used maps. Sort by name. Route 111. Well, it says there. Because here, there's Mirage Tower. Why don't I see it? Let's be incredibly fair. I don't know anything about this game. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the entrance should be right to this tile. Let's see here then. The red card Skarmory one. No, you're just whiffing a 50-50 repeatedly. Maybe I have to leave the route? Gotta leave the route to reset chance. Okay, so I have to actually go far enough. Fuck you guys, man. Come on. Alright, I left the route. Oh! Okay. What a mysterious fucking place. First floor. Oh! I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, by the way. I don't think it was that. Maybe it's just some of them aren't broken. Mirage Tower 2F. Oh, I need HMO 6 anyways. Alright. Well, the fact is we're gonna have to come back with HMO 6 later. Oh, I need to get my encounter before the fossil because then the tower crumbles, don't I? Holy shit. Okay, let's not fuck this up. Let's take our luck. Excadrill! Alright. Excadrill 32. Let's figure this out. Escadrille 32. At level 32, it's gonna have X Scissors, Stomping Tantrum, Dig, Metal Claw. Okay, I can't do that much damage to me. On a crit, if this is 0 defense, 0 HP IV, minus defense nature, we're safe to rapid spin. Well, I guess not in this circumstance. Good morning. I've just been destroying the desert trainers. Like, I totally thought I was gonna get wrecked, but somehow I have the exact few mons that I need to make this route very, very doable. Donphan in particular has been an absolute godsend. Like, I know you said the stats weren't great, but the fact that this thing gets knockoff and rapid spin and is incredibly tanky no matter what its IVs are just means that it really does the job. Yeah, I was really thinking of encountering on the 3rd floor and getting a psychic or flying type, but I guess we're not doing that. Like, this Donphan soloed the red card hazard setting Skarmory by rapid spin blowing away the hazards, knocking off the red card turn 1, and then slowly rock slide flinching it to death. Yeah, and the Excadrill is a lucky find. Now I have 2 steel types, or I will if I manage to catch this safely. Nice. Well, Brawly is a real killer. Let's see. I know I don't want to name this, I'm just trying to remind myself of the name. Oh, is that all? Well, the flying, so what I find for that gym is that flying types kind of have 2 roles. They either can be revenge killers or they can deal with Kubfu. Because everything has rock slide or something, some kind of rock coverage. Like, Brawly knows that fighting is weak to flying, and he designed his team based off of that. Oh, I don't have repels on. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, you can have the Oranberry Dwebble. Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, what else have you got in your box? Be curious to take a look. So by the way, not having ever played Emerald before has made this very interesting, because for one thing, I didn't know how Mirage Tower worked. I didn't know that I need the Mach Bike for the puzzle. Oh, holy crap, this bike is fast. I don't know if I can handle it. Hello, Mirage Tower. Alright. Well then how... Chudel, Monferno, Electrike, Togedemaru. Togedemaru, that should deal with the Lopunny, I guess. Staravia, Pidgeotto, Beedrill, Palpitoad, Roselia, Tortuga, Growlithe. Well, okay, so Tortuga and Togedemaru both seem like Lopunny checks. It's just a matter of which one you want to use. Tortuga, I guess, has the Aqua Jet. Yeah, this seems a little bit tough. So what's the plan on Combuskin? Just like Palpitoad has to somehow beat it? Or... Okay, I just have to precisely time that input. Got it. Huh. Ha! Okay. I gotta be quicker on the draw. Nice! Did it. Roselia has to... You mean Roselia gets the Poliwhirl. Interesting. Electrike is not facing Poliwhirl? Yeah, you can outspeed Kung-Fu, but doesn't it have, like, Sucker Punch? So that doesn't necessarily matter all the time. Let me just check nothing says it's in Mirage Tower, and I'm gonna be locked out of it if I take this. A rusty, mysterious fossil. Obtain the weird fossil. Bull. That's plus defense, right? Or is it minus defense? Because, like, I would have thought electric type can two-shot Poliwhirl regardless of the stats. But I guess maybe I'm wrong about that. If it's natural Cure Roselia, maybe there's some shenanigans you can do involving switching it in and out. Also, remember the weird AI for the Scraggy. If it sees that you have a killing roll, it won't click Power Up Punch, even if Power Up Punch has highest damage. And so then there's the question of, can you bait the right moves? Well, you usually have to chip it first, that's for sure. Because it has the Eviolite and everything, it is not easy to get rid of. Let's see, I need to go to Petalburg. Yeah, I know I can move Boldus around. We already had this conversation game. Glad this isn't some kind of Sokoban Kaizo. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes I manage to bug bite or pluck the Iapapa berry, but I guess that's not an option in your circumstance. Alright, now... let's see. One of these scientists, right? Resurrects Pokemon from fossils, and it's working. Wait, that thing you have there, is that a fossil? Would you like to bring it back to life? I can with the fossil regenerator. Excellent. It takes a long-ass time to work. Beedrill explodes. Staravia doesn't see kill with quick attack. Yeah, I think if it was me, what the line I'm imagining is like something like you chip it down low with some mono or another, and then you get Staravia in, and then kill with quick attack. Because then it's probably Lopunny for Stab Retaliate, and then you can quick attack that and send it to the back, and that saves one Stab Retaliate. Usually I've got some kind of priority shenanigans like that going on. I think maybe Monferno can do this as well. Thanks for waiting. Archon! Alright! I have no idea if this is going to be good, but I like Archon. I just like birds. How can Monferno be the only Lopunny answer? You have Tortuga and Togedemaru. I would have thought they would do the job. A chicken. Oh, what's a good name? What's a good name? This is so cursed. Ayakado. Well, Quillfish on what encounter? At the, Slateport City? Because I don't think there's any reason for a Slateport City delay. Quillfish is a great encounter. And even if you don't get Quillfish, you're getting like water types that are, I think, kind of dupes for things later on. So it's worth a shot. That's true. That sounds like an accurate description of every Brawly fight ever. The problem is Hitmontop. The Hitmontop is a demon. An absolute demon. The only good thing about Pursuit is that boosted Pursuit is not double damage because it does not stack with the boost from Technician. But of course the calc shows you that if you correctly set switching out. However, if you've just been head calcing it as double whatever the number is shown, that's not quite right for Pursuit. And also Pursuit AI is a little strange. Like, if you look in the AI doc and say, it says that, like, oh, Pursuit has some huge bonus to be clicked if it can KO Player Mon. Yeah, if Pursuit can KO Player Mon plus 10, check the Discord, but I think that's only if it can KO unboosted. Yeah. I mean, so what I've heard about this game, I've never tested this theory myself, is that there is exactly one proper answer to Hitmontop that you could ever have. And it is that you could roll Steven's Room in Granite Cave and end up with a Gliscor. But, Indeed, there are no proper answers to Hitmontop. You're just kind of always having to use like 2.5 mons to deal with that and praying that there's other possibilities to make it work. Alright, let's see what kind of guys we got. Sand Force. This is always Sand Force or Sand Rush, so whatever. Impish. It's not exactly a special attacker anyway, so I'll take low special attack. And those are some pretty decent IVs. Speed is the only one under half. We take those. The only problem is that by getting this at high level instead of getting a Drillbur, I don't have the chance of Rapid Spin without a Heart Scale on this. I think I also missed out on Rocks. Okay, no, Rock Slide's in its future level up moveset. And as for Aircadle, the Wind. Defeatist, of course. Modest. Well, that's not ideal at all. Unless I forget, this is a physical attacker. Gets a few special moves. Gets Ancient Power and Power Gem. Air Slash. Look, maybe 31 IV plus special attack Archon is a special attacker. 31 speed, 31 HP. Okay, well that's not so lucky because certain Pokemon in Run and Bun, such as the starter, gift Pokemon, and I believe fossils, always get 3 stats to have 31 IVs. I mean, you're not wrong, but like I'm just looking at it. So first of all, dual wing beat I get at level 66. I'm not having that for a long time anyway. And Air Slash is the best flying move I'm gonna have anytime soon. This gets Air Slash, Power Gem, and Ancient Power for special moves. Power Gem is not a bad move. Air Slash is not a terrible move. I can actually teach this Earth Power by TM. Acrobatics at level 42. So I will have Acro. I will have Endeavor for whatever that's worth. It's not really worth on this. But yeah, I do get Acrobatics. Anyway, this also gets the special move HP Dragon. I think that you think too much like a competitive player. In this game, basically nobody is replaceable. I mean, even if you're not a fool like me, who has repeatedly screwed up and lost a lot of Mons. Even if you have a Mon with bad stats, bad IVs and all that, bad nature, most Mons can still play roles that no other Mon can play. That won't always depend on their stats. I mean, okay, but look what you were saying about Donphan. And Donphan has been crucial clutch in every single fight. that I have done since that time. Turned out that it just doesn't matter that Donphan is minus speed. That Donphan has a bad attack and defense IV. The raw attack and defense are high enough. Anyway, worst case, you know, Archeops is a dupe for later, I believe. And now I get to go to... now I get a Desert Underpass encounter next as well. Alright, let's just work out what moves I want to give this guy. Oh, dope! Excadrill can come to the next fight and save, make things a lot less complicated by being so incredibly powerful on the attack and sand. Alright, let's think about what kind of moves I want to put on this Excadrill. So currently level 32, so we get the chance to add Rock Slide, Bulldoze, Drill Run, and Iron Head. Alright, so obviously Iron Head can replace Metal Claw. It's just straight up much better, aside from the minor chance of secondary effects. Dig and Stomping Tantrum are fine, I guess. But I would rather have Drill Run than Dig, because it's high crit and doesn't screw with Earthquake. So then I think Stomping Tantrum... I'm never proccing Stomping Tantrum effect. And if I could, why wouldn't I just attack twice instead of that, right? So this is probably either Bulldoze or a Rock Slide. But this one is already decently fast. And we are... Well, it's already decently fast. And like, I would rather have Rock Slide for the coverage instead of Bulldoze, I think. Is that crazy? I think I'm just a naive player who puts coverage moves too much. And then keep X-Scissor just because I don't have very much bug in my box. Yeah. So I'm thinking Iron Head, Drill Run, Rock Slide, and X-Scissor for this. And then... How do you spell Archeops? Oh, there's no A. Let's see. I don't get Rapid Spin on this. Excadrill learns Rapid Spin at level 5, so a wild one will not have Rapid Spin if you catch it above level 25 or 25 or above. Rapid Spin is going to be a hard scale. So I'm just thinking that since I don't have a Rapid Spin, I'm keeping X-Scissor in the meantime. Alright, then let's look at this thing. Is there a delay here? Air Slash is learned at 4-9, so there's no delay from me. So this can learn... oh, this learns Scary Face and Tailwind. Maybe that's worth getting. It is a glass cannon, but there will be scenarios now and again where Tailwind could do something. Rather have that than Scary Face, I reckon. So let's say we're gonna take, I don't get any other flying move that's gonna be better than Pluck, other than Acro. And it is kind of a glass cannon, right? So we're gonna take Acrobatics instead of Pluck. We're gonna take Power Gem instead of Rock Throw. Also, another thing about this mon is this mon has access to tons of stuff if you hard scale it. It has access to U-turn. It has access to Head Smash. Ooh, that could be incredible. 150 base power rock move. It also gets quick attack and defog, although I have the TM for that one. Again, I don't have the scales for that right now. So we can replace Quick Guard. I'm gonna replace Torment with, or Quick Guard with Tailwind. You're just so mean. And Rock Slide does something in doubles. So we're gonna take Rock Slide, whoop, instead of Torment. Alright. I guess I know what I'm doing. I'm not assuming I can get past Wind Straight Veto, which is the next boss. Yeah, so if we refer to the mechanic changes, I don't know why we would even talk about whether or not we get past Flannery. First we have to get past Wind Straight Veto in Fall Arbor Town. Then we have to get past Tabitha and Maxie at the top of Mount Chimney. Then we can start to think about a Flannery. What do you mean about Head Smash? Head Smash is learned at level 0. Oh, it's so cute. Why does the bird have to be so cute? It's not fair. And that's the set. Wow. What a nice box refill. I mean, there's no way I can complain at all about how these encounters have gone. I got Donphan, which is just what I've needed for a lot of fights. And there's another fight in the future with red card shenanigans, which is, I believe, it's the leader Maxi fight. The next trainer I have a plan for. I cooked this whole route except for Ruined Maniac Rigor. But there will be some time to rethink the plan. Now that I have these encounters, I may be able to make it even safer. But everything until the last fight of this route should be pretty free. Like the next 3 fights, I'm not that scared of. Because basically, I may have lost a lot of mons, but the mons I have left are the exact ones I need for this kind of circumstance. Alright, let's think about this. Okay, earthquake. Okay, we control the sword stands just fine. Just gonna go stand in the desert. Well, we look at this. Right, so Capraja, we outspeed and kill with Drill Run with Sand Force. So the lead is completely free. We show a slow kill to Delphox. We show fast out damage to Mandibuzz. We show a slow kill against the Lycanroc. So it's always going to be a Lowland Sand Slash for a fast kill with Earthquake. This can never Sword Stance. This can Sword Stance. Okay. We pre-damage slightly. So they're always dead to the Earthquake. Switch to Sarina. Sarina Trop Kick safely two-shots this. We can be Citrus Berry. That will create overlapping rolls. It's totally fine. Okay, maybe we're no item. Maybe it's worth having an item. I don't know. We one-shot this with Power Whip. But our Wide Lens could get knocked off. But the point is it can never Sword Stance because it sees that it's dead. We Trop Kick this, which also drops its damage. Yeah, maybe I need to think about a safer plan for this guy. One good thing is if we don't have overlapping rules of Earthquake... Okay, well I had backups for this in the form of Torterra. Yeah. That's right, we can kill this with Torterra instead. Because... I needed Torterra to do something else. But basically his role can be... Yeah. Torterra could deal with the Sand Slash because originally he was going to have to deal with Capraja, but instead Excadrill can do that. Torterra destroys this Capraja or the Sand Slash very easily. And that is going to bait either Delphox or Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz for slow out damage, Delphox for a fast kill if we've taken a little bit of damage here. If it really is Mystical Fire fast kill, I can outspeed and kill with Hardstone Arch and while collecting a Sticky Barb? Oh, that's right. No. I could do that, but we don't actually want to do that. Because obviously we want to collect the item. And the plan for that is, okay, Lycanroc. Donphan destroys this. Rapid Spin plays around the Focus Sash Endeavor. Delphox, we want to steal the Sticky Barb. Alolan Golem allows us to waste time and accomplish that. Yes, actually, you are seeing that, right? This fight is hard, and I have lost a lot of Pokemon, but somehow all the ones that are baiting are the exact right ones for the fights on this route. So it's okay. For the moment. Later on we'll be screwed, right? I know I have solid counters for everything here. I have it written down. I am just thinking only about one thing, which is how do I ensure I get the Sticky Barb from the enemy? So I think the idea is I'm gonna bring Celio with a burn, so that he can't be toxic, and he'll just deal with this Mandibuzz whenever it comes in. No problem with Frost Breath. Kingdra is another one who can come in and take a hit with the Delphox to try and help get Sticky Barb. And then there's just a matter of Lycanroc. Sand Rush, Focus Sash, Endeavor Lycanroc. I don't want to use Excadrill here. So it's good that Excadrill's taking the lead. I can Synth up on this guy. He can't Swords Dance after the first strike. And if he does, I'm not even that scared. And yeah, my Shell Armor guys. Mystical Fire is 100% special attack drop, which doesn't matter here. The only question is, do I want to switch in Archon here? Because I could come in on a Mystical Fire, which is what this is going to use against most of my Mons. I could come in and kill. The problem is that Rock Slide, Power Gem, and Acrobatics... Okay, Rock Slide and Power Gem don't make contact. And Acrobatics... Well, so... It is... Okay, so here's the point. It is safe. Because what's likely to happen is I'm likely to have a Mon in here that baits exactly Mystical Fire. I switch in on that. I get my special attack dropped. I'm planning to Rock Slide with Hardstone anyway. I just fast kill. Nothing complicated. The only reason not to do that is that because Rock Slide is not a contact move, and neither is Power Gem or Acrobatics, which I could use instead if this has been shipped already, and Mystical Fire is not a contact move, and Psyshock is not a contact move, then I don't get the Sticky Barb like this. And also if I'm Hardstone, then Switcheroo on the Switch causes me to lose my Hardstone. So I think that Archeops can be made a safe solution for the Delphox, but I'm trying to play for more and get the Sticky Barb. And I don't think Archeops is going to help me to do that. The idea to get the Sticky Barb is simple. I have a bunch of Mons that bait Mystical Fire, and I have this Alolan Golem that baits Psyshock or Foul Play, and then they can switch in on that. Eventually, one of them will get hit by contact move Foul Play, or one of them will manage to get a contact move of its own off and will steal the Sticky Barb. Then I can fast kill with Donphan, right? Because like this is completely safe where Alolan Golem baits not Mystical Fire. Donphan comes in, doesn't take a Mystical Fire, then takes a Mystical Fire. And none of these moves drop my stats or anything. So I'm still have plenty of HP after Psyshock, Mystical Fire, or Foul Play, Mystical Fire. I can't be crit high horsepower kills. So killing with Donphan is safe. Oh wait, and am I an idiot? High horsepower, contact, yeah. So if I just kill with Donphan straight up, I collect the Sticky Barb that way. Alolan Golem is a pivot. We're perfectly safe there. So that's perfectly safe. Mandibuzz is perfectly safe. With the Burn Celio. The lead is completely safe. Lycanroc is completely safe with this. And Alolan Sandslash is completely safe in the same manner. Lycanroc, we also have... Celio. Celio is for Mandibuzz. Or Walrein, rather. We're gonna kill this with Frost Breath and be burned so that it can't Toxic us. Quite simple. Alright, so now let's reorganize. So we're gonna be Excadrill. So basically, versus my original plan, Excadrill can replace Torterra and not need Soft Sand. And then Torterra can replace Sarina. All right. Okay, is Kingdra a backup? Kind of. All right, so Excadrill, Torterra, Alolan Golem, Donphan, Walrein with Preburn, Kingdra. Oh, that's fine. And now I just have to think about what items everyone's gonna get. So, Preburn Walrein. This is like 10,000% safe, and he's not got any secondary rolls. It's gonna be Oranberry. Kingdra is not planned to come in. It's going to be Citrus Berry in case. Donphan, gotta think about. Alolan Golem, gotta think about. Torterra, we gotta think about. Excadrill, we gotta think about. Alright, so. Whoever fights Delphox is vulnerable to have their items switched onto the Delphox. However, we're one-shotting it. So... Oranberry for Saltine. In Oranberry for Bergamo. There's no paralysis risk here or anything. No item for Walrein because it's getting knocked off anyhow. For Digger of Unnecessarily Convoluted Tunnels, we really don't plan for her to come back in at any point. If she somehow does have to, Citrus Berry could make the difference. So here's a citrus we're not planning to use. And for Torterra, Lowland Sandslash has knockoff, so by having an item that's actually worse for us. So no item for Torterra, no item for Walrein here. Alright, well, we're gonna give 2 Oran Berries and 2 Citrus Berries and expect to lose 1 Oran and 0 Citrus here. The Citrus can be a contingency. Oh, is there not the NPC that lets me burn my Pokemon in this? Yeah, it's only in the regular Poke Centers that they have that. So I have to go back to Mauville to set the pre-burn. But that's fine. I guess it takes like 3 seconds with a Mach Bike. Apply a status. Pre-burn to Sonic. Alright, collector. Let's see your collection. I'm looking for Pokemon in the desert. You can always find trainers here so I can enjoy battles too. It's on. Digger of Unnecessarily Convoluted Tunnels. Let's go. I've never got the chance to use Copperajah. It is one of the Granite Cave encounters. Unfortunately, the Steel type was not ready for this. So this should be regular Sandslash. Alright, good. Sandslash. Oh, I forgot to pre-damage. That was a mistake. I set a pre-damage to guarantee the Earthquake here. This is still quite likely to be Earthquake. It's 50% chance to see the kill, even without pre-damage. Alright, completely safe, completely safe. Very good. 40 plus 70. I'm just thinking here. It's fine to Giga Drain. Well, now it's not fine. Well, that's not very good, but it's not terrible either. NORAD's got us covered. So now I think this is going to be Mandibuzz or maybe Delphox. Yeah, Mandibuzz as planned. Sonic's got this in check. Storm rages. Buffeted by Sandstorm. Hurt by Burn. Protect. Okay, I can begin to see why this is a bad plan, by the way. Sandstorm rages. Buffeted by Sandstorm. Hurt by Burn. Ooh. Hey, now we are definitely dead to like knockoff crit. Just thinking about my options here. I can go into Excadrill, take a knockoff here. We are holding a Citrus Berry. That would not be ideal. Outspeed and kill. This could also protect as well. If it protects, we're fine. I could also go into Kingdra. Okay, let's think about this. We're risking a Citrus Berry either way. We're gonna go to Digger of Unnecessarily Convoluted Tunnels. Let's see Protect. Damn it. That's why I shouldn't have put Citrus Berry. Okay. Not good at all, not good at all. But Excadrill frags too. Even though Walrein did most of the work on that one. So basically what happened was I just didn't think about, with it protecting, how many turns it could screw me over with Sand and Burn Chip, that it would have been risking crit. And I'd rather risk Citrus Berry than crit kill Walrein at that point. So this is always Mystical Fire. We are super dead to crit. In fact, we are dead to most rolls. That is 1000% fine. Go straight into Saltine. Yeah, like, if I just put Oranberry on Excadrill instead, anticipating that particular contingency, I wouldn't even be complaining right now. Alright, Mystical Fire. Special attack -1. And now the plan is very, very simple. Let's see, 50, 80. All right. We're gonna switch into Donphan. We are never dead to Psyshock max roll, plus Mystical Fire max roll, plus Sticky Barb Chip. For those who are keeping score at home. Can also be switcheroo, which is fine. Yeah, one turn of Sticky Barb Chip extra does less damage to us than getting attacked, so this is chill. This is chill. Wait, what? That's less chip than I thought. Let's see. No, that is 1/8. The HP bar is just looking weird. Get out the way. It's 1/8. It's 1/8 chip. It looked like 1/16 to me too, but when I saw the HP bar, I thought I knew it was supposed to be 1/8. I calced that, so that was safe. Even if it had Psyshock instead of giving me the Sticky Barb earlier. But I was just confused because I thought it was less damage than I was expecting, actually. Right, so it knows that we're dead to high horsepower after Sticky Barb, probably dead to some other stuff too. It's certainly never clicking Endeavor. Alright. Endeavor doesn't matter here, because we're a ground type, so we're not getting sand chipped. This is a Focus Sash like in Rock. Should still probably not be Endeavor, but even if it is, what do I care? Time to break out the big guns. Who's left? I think that's all of them? Nice job. You're lucky I didn't have my full team. If I had my full team with me, you wouldn't stand a chance. I own a rare bird Pokemon that has never lost a battle. Well, why didn't you bring it to the fight? I don't know how many of these funny texts that the trainers say are vanilla and how many are things Dexa added. Because I know some of them are definitely things Dexa added. Like, for example, there's an optional trainer in the sea after Flannery that says, a monad is just a monitor in the category of endofunctors. What's the problem? Which is a saying I know well from my job. But, like, also, I'm pretty sure that that saying had not yet been put to page when Emerald was originally made. So Dexa definitely changed that dialogue. So -1 Citrus and +1 Sticky Barb is what we've accomplished in that fight. Alright, next fight we have Camper Bow. I think we're gonna modify our plans and again bring Excadrill. She is just gonna kick a lot of ass. So we can one-shot the lead with Excadrill. Berserker sees that we have fast kill. He's never coming in. So this is always going to be Palisand. Palisand has Shore Up to restore a ton of HP. But we completely check this with Torterra Wide Lens. with Walrein as a Walrein with Never Melt Ice as a backup plan. With Sarina Miracle Seed as a backup plan. Oh no, we're gonna do Sarina Wide Lens. Varnus backup plan. Kingdra is a backup plan. These things aren't gonna go wrong, but it's fine. Then we get to the Berserker here. The idea is we switch in with Torterra. This should always be Bullet Punch. Torterra Soft Sand, we just kill. And even if we don't do that, we can go to Excadrill on an Iron Tail and fast kill with that way instead. And another backup is Lucario with Citrus Berry. And Gong Shot is Poison, Iron Tail is Defense Drop. We can do that. Okay, yeah. Right, so who's switching out? Saltine can switch out. Bergamot can switch out. Bring Quincia for hard-hitting grass attacks. And Smokey for backup lines that I don't think are possible to even have to arrive at. This Torterra is like... Well, this Torterra has 31 attack IV. If he was plus attack, he would reliably one-shot, but you can't have everything. And plus special attack is fine, too. Right, so Soft Sand for Torterra. A Citrus Berry for Smokey. Get Oran Berry for Digger. Wide Lens for Quincia. Never Melt Ice for Sonic. And Wise Glasses for Aridon. And I think we get... Don't quote me on this, but I think there's going to be one more encounter for us after this fight. Shit. I should have been more careful. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, this is totally fine. This is totally fine. We're good. We're good. Just have to remember about the Focus Sash. Oh, I get an encounter before this fight, actually. But, I've already prepped it. So we are going to go ahead and take the fight. Sandforce versus Sandforce. Let's hit it. Wearing those Go goggles makes you feel like a superhero. Right now, nobody can beat me, but don't you realize we're all wearing the same goggles here? So what difference does it make? Probopass. Digger of unnecessarily convoluted tunnels. Alright, let's do it. So, the plan is very simple here. And it is called... This has Focus Sash, so... Wait, are the chances the same for this? Ironhead 30... Rock Slide... 30... Just making sure I'm not crazy, that's all. Yeah, we're good. Flinch, damn it! Flinch! I don't think it matters if it flinches. It flinched. Alright. It could have exploded. That would have made things slightly more dangerous in an obscure situation that I don't think is even possible. That's the end of this guy. Focus Sash played around. We have Fast Kill on Berserker in the back. It's going to be Palisand next. We have two hit Fast Kill on this. This should be exactly... Scorching Sands. I should have played around that. My bad. This is Sandvale Bright Powder. So that's kind of bad, by the way. Hex. Let's see. Sandvale. Evasiveness. Okay, accuracy 0.8. White powder 0.9. What lens? I've actually only like 80% chance to hit my moves here. But the point is it's never clicking shore up because I can do more damage than it heals off. Let's go to our first backup. Nice! Sonic just hits through it. Okay, I took a huge risk. I didn't think about how Sandvale and Bright Powder stacking. Kind of underestimated what that would do. We're fine. We're fine. This is exactly Iron Tail or Close Combat. I'm gonna pivot through Kingdra to confirm. I have no idea what this pivot does for me, actually. Apparently it confirms Close Combat defense drop. Alright, I guess we are fine then. Because here's some facts for you. 28 IV minus speed Torterra outspeeds this. Well, I'm playing sloppy, aren't I? Jesus Christ. We made it. Made it out alive. I can't win on Spirit alone. Why? Okay, there we go. Alright, next we get an encounter in Desert Underpass. Unless we don't... Maybe I don't know how this game works? I switched Lucario for, Yeah, it'd be nice if I'd played Emerald before and I knew where Desert Underpass was and whether or not correctly I have access to it right now. But since I don't know that stuff... Let's see. Northeast, hidden. South corner. Okay, let's see. Maybe if anybody knows. Okay, let's see here. Rock Gem, south end of desert. Right, so the point is, this is where Desert Underpass comes out, but I guess I can't open it up from this side. I have to come from the other side. So I only get this encounter later. That's probably why Desert Underpass is listed after Fallover Town on my encounter tracker. So we are not getting there today. Well, I feel silly setting up a whole team and equipping just to get a rock gem, but rock gem. I think this is like our first gem. I'll spend it if I have to. Petalburg delay, all the delay I still have going right now. Let's see. Okay, we have Ninja Boy Jinra. Why did I think... Oh, dope. Excadrill can outspeed this. Donphan was gonna have to take a massive hit, but Excadrill can just outspeed this straight up and one-shot this Nidoqueen. It's Sheer Force, it's Life Orb, it's not gonna live my hit. Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, Ice Beam. None of these things are priority. So Excadrill is once again gonna one-shot a lead. What is that baiting? Charizard sees we have slow kill, doesn't want to come in. I can change that if I like. Alolan Golem sees that we have fast kill, won't come in. We also have fast kill on this. Okay. So it's always exactly Charizard Flamethrower. Yeah, Charizard Flamethrower here. We go to Alolan Golem. I don't even care if it's Flamethrower or Burn. We one-shot with Rock Slide well burned against this. That's the end of this guy. Taking like 40% damage or something. It's going to be Golem EQ. This is Sandvale Bright Powder again. Maybe I should think harder, by the way. So here we have a tough fight where there are two Sandvale Bright Powder mons in the back. And we need a way to not die to that. We have Aerial Ace. We have Magical Leaf. Does Kingdra get Aerial Ace? Kingdra gets some weird moves. Nope. Well, let's see. So I can easily kill this. The problem with these last two is that Excadrill shows fast kill, but is not accurate. So Sandvale times Bright Powder with Wide Lens is like a 70% to hit. So I need a plan that can play around all that. Does Archeops get Aerial Ace? Yes. But by God, is it useless? Well, Is there a world where I teach Aerial Ace for this Cacturn? You know? So for Cacturn, we have a plan. It's called Toxic Can't Miss, and then we waste time with various things. For Golem, if it's guaranteed Earthquake, and it won't be, I can go into Archeops. Maybe it will be later if I do the right thing. So basically my moves all have 80 accuracy if they have 100. I think that like Torterra taking an Earthquake, killing with Wide Lens, Focus Punch will get interrupted if I... well... I have many chances to kill this. Then Cacturn, Dragalge, Toxic, Stall. So who else can stall this guy? You can take one hit, probably. Okay, you can definitely take one hit. Donphan can definitely take one hit. Do I have better options I'm not using? Aerial Ace. Can I get this on Lucario? I can. I gotta wait, not Focus Punch. But I could teach Aerial Ace over Copycat. This we can waste a lot of time with Synth up. Magical Leaf isn't even gonna do a good enough job here. I need to hit that. I need to use that twice. It's much more likely for me to just win normally. Does Focus Punch have AI? No, because they put it on Bright Powder. Well, if I always baited Focus Punch, I could just kill out with the Magical Leaf. I think I'm going to need to do some actual math for this trainer. But also, there's no rush. The next trainer... I need to rethink what I can do now that I have a couple more Mons in my box. And I know exactly what resources are available to me. So I think I'm probably going to call it here for now. Calc what's the best plan with the Ninja Boy very, very carefully. Because Aerial Ace... No, that's alright. You know, I'm also just talking to the notional chat. The abstract listener, if you will. But, yeah, I just don't have that much of a safe plan for Focus or Sandvale Bright Powder right now. And I'd like to get a safer one before I commit to this line. And I also need to calc the next fight anyway before I'm going to get any encounters or anything, so... Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm tripping. I totally missed that Aura Sphere does not check accuracy. Yeah, that's quite right. So the point is, what do I need to do? I need to achieve a position where Cacturn does not have a substitute up. Because if it has a substitute up, it can focus punch me to death from behind the substitute. So there's still a little question about what's the right way to do that. But you're right, Aura Sphere is a big tool that I have. But let's see. So if I'm looking at this correctly, I have to fight Ninja Boy Jinra, I have to fight Ruin Maniac Rigger. This is the last fight in Sandstorm. Oh no, Camper Drew is the last fight in Sandstorm. And look at what Mons has got, jeez. Then we have this absolutely demonic Doug trio. Cool Trainer Brook. And I think at least one more guy before I'm even getting my 113 encounter. And then I have to make it through the Shed Shell double. These two trainers are a double if you want a Shed Shell. And then win straight Veto. Yeah, Mega Aggron is a little bit problematic. One strategy that I've seen is to get Claydol and then Psycho Shift a burn onto the Mega Aggron. And indeed, I think we have good checks for everything else, but Mega Aggron is going to take some cooking. But that's all a long, long future. I fully believe, as I always do, that Win Straight Veto is where this run wipes, assuming I even get there. But let's just see if we can manage to get that far. We've been doing good in the desert, but... that's the wrong Win Straight Veto. So Torterra's gonna struggle to 1v1 Mega Aggron. But Torterra can certainly contribute. If we get it low enough and it hasn't autonomized its speed up, then we could finish with Excadrill. Donphan can also contribute. And having a lot of Mons chip in is likely what we're going to have to do here. For the first hit, it looks to me like Filter applies to all hits. This is maybe this was different before, but this is Gen 8 mechanics, so maybe that's why. It's not in the mechanics changes list. But this is Gen 8. And so maybe that's just how it already worked in Gen 8, I don't know. Well, I gotta say this. You are definitely right about Excadrill being a mon to look for. Digger of unnecessarily convoluted tunnels is already destroying fools. I've got the right mons for the desert section, but we'll see what happens for the ash section after. Anyway, I'll see you around, I guess. And do let me know if you're gonna face Brawly. I will definitely show up to watch if I'm available. If not, good luck.